Welcome, Black. Welcome back, Black Knight Scholars. Mr. Deegan here yet again. Please turn to your Unit 2 VidNotes packets. Once you have your Unit 2 packet out, please turn to page number 6. We'll be taking notes from page 6 and page 7 today. On page 6 and 7 lives lesson number 3, entitled The Protestant Reformation. I'm holding in my hand right now a book, one of the most popular and well-read books in the world. It's the Christian Bible. And this edition of the Christian Bible is written in English. However, the first edition of the Bible was not in English. In fact, the first edition of the Bible and the early editions of the Bible were written so that the average person could not understand the Bible. One man, a German monk, Martin Luther, wanted to change that. And he started and sparked the Protestant Reformation. The Protestant Reformation. Let's break down this phrase. To protest means to fight against. Reform, to change the bad parts of something. Martin Luther wanted to change the Catholic Church and improve Christianity, so he used forms of protest against the powerful church. Christianity, before the Protestant Reformation and before Martin Luther, the church was controlled and guarded by the Catholic Church. During and after the Protestant Reformation, Christianity became more divided. Protestant faiths developed. And we're going to be talking about that today. Martin Luther did one thing to protest the Catholic Church. He wrote a series of complaints, 95 complaints, called the 95 Theses. And they argued that the Catholic Church was corrupt and needed to change. Not only did he write the 95 Theses, he also posted this onto a church door in Wittenberg, Germany, for all to see. What was in this list? In other words, what did Luther say in his 95 Theses? Number 1, he said Christianity should be about salvation by faith alone, not works, just by faith. Number 2, Luther said everyone is equal under God, and the Bible is the ultimate authority. You should not have a pope or a priest who is above the other worshipers. Everyone is equal, said Luther. Number 3, his third point in the 95 Theses, said that everyone should be allowed to read and interpret the Bible on their own. You shouldn't have to have someone to tell you what is in the Bible. You should decide for yourself what the Bible says and how you're going to use it in your life. Today, a guest lecturer is going to teach the rest of this lesson. Today, a guest lecturer is going to teach the rest of the lesson. Mr. Max Pfingston is a teacher. Today, a guest lecturer is going to teach the rest of the lesson. Mr. Max Pfingston, a history teacher from study.com, will be talking about Martin Luther, the Catholic Church, and the Protestant Reformation. Damn it, I should have done it there. Today, a guest lecturer is going to be taking you through the rest of the lesson. Mr. Max Finkston, a history teacher from study.com, is going to talk to you about Martin Luther, about the Catholic Church, and about the Protestant Reformation. Follow along and take notes. You are almost done, ladies and gentlemen, but before you are, please fill out the 2 summary questions on page 7. And once you're done with that, you're finished for today. Next lesson, we will talk about the supporting cast in the Protestant Reformation. Every good story has a good main character, but also has a supporting cast for the main character. Next lesson, we'll talk about John Calvin, King Henry VIII, Queen Elizabeth I, Jan Hus, John Wycliffe, and Johann Gutenberg. All of them were major players in the Protestant Reformation. Until next time, this is Mr. Deegan, signing off.